Life is great, but life isn't exactly where I want it to be. If you are a witchy tarot reader lady like me, you might benefit from this tarot card spread. I have notes after notes after notes after. Okay, that's it. I highly recommend that if you read tarot, you try this for yourself. If you would like me to do one for you, I could make that available, especially if you're in a spot in your life where you know you want more and you know you want to resonate, but you just need a little bit of help getting there. This spread is for you. Okay, so it's 13 cards, one card in the middle, 12 cards all around. I go in a clockwise direction. Number 1, that's your truest desire. If we had to get to the core foundation, the first thing, like this is what you want, this one, number 1. Okay, number 2, what will be created if you implement all of the advice from this spread? The message is coming through. So what will happen if you take their advice? Card number 3 are the tools that you need to make that happen. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. And then we got number 4, which is advice. Those first 3 cards are in the quadrant of the earth element. So they should be really straightforward and really easy to read. Then we have card number 5, which is your main motivation, 6, how to use that motivation, and 7, how to charge that motivation. And if you're a good witch like me, you know that element would be fire. Fire is your will, your passion. You can sense it, you can feel it. It will propel you forward. So number 5, your main motivation. What is the catalyst? What is happening in your life that is giving you the will and the force and the instinct to change it and do something about it and transform your life? Number 6 is how do you use that motivation? Because if the thing that is acting as your catalyst to change your life is something that is hurtful or bothering you or hurting you, that can be some misdirected energy. So number 6 tells us how do we direct that energy better? And then number 7 is how to recharge that sort of motivation. So to not get burnt out, to stay committed, to stay focused. So then the next quadrant is 8, 9, 10. 8 is what to imagine. 9 is how to conjure those positive images. And number 10 is how to flow and proceed. This is the water category, in case that wasn't super obvious. So this category is where things get a little emotional, and if you're reading this spread for yourself, it might get a little bit confusing. So 8 is what to imagine. And there's a huge difference between thinking and imagining. Imagining is something that we've done since childhood. It's a very subconscious action. We are actually always using our imaginations. We just don't always realize it. And a lot of times that imagination is in the form of worry. Card number 8 is kind of meant to hit you in a pretty significant way, because it's not talking about what you got up in here. It's talking about what you got going on in here. 8 kind of makes you feel a little heavy. You got number 9, and that card is about how do we heal this? How do we help this? How do we use this to imagine and manifest and use our badass witch powers to bring forth what we want in this world? And number 10 is how to flow and proceed. 10 is about letting us fall and letting the current just catch us and float us. And when you get that rhythm and like life is going good and you're just moving and grooving, like how do we do that? How do we get into that? And that's what the number 10 is about. So that's the water category. Now we move up into the air category. The last 3 cards we have here are 11, which what needs to be cleared. 12 is how to clear it. And number 13 is what will happen when it's cleared. I mean, this has been quite a ride for a reading. We started with this very physical sort of evidence, what needs to be created, the tools we need. Okay, like let's move into charging forward and using our will. Okay, let's get to like the deeper, more traumatic stuff that's holding us back subconsciously. And now we're into air. And this air element is creating space and it's creating a breath, and we make room for the message, the big message. And so 11 is going to talk about what do we need to get out of our way to get there. And then number 12 is how to clear it away, because it's hard to see obstacles, but it's even harder to overcome them sometimes. Finally is 13. What's going to happen when we do get all of this shit out of the way and we are an open vessel to receiving our blessings and our gifts? What I liked about 13 in my reading is that it felt very real. The quadrant of air is so direct in its line of communication that I feel the most direct messages from my guardians in that quadrant. Those last 3 cards kind of put you in the perfect place to motivate you, but also to be realistic with where you're at and what you're getting. Number 13 is not about an ending. It's not a final goal. It's a very simple message that just tells you, if you are following all of this and you put it into practice and you really start to implement changes, this is what you're gonna get. It felt like a wake-up call from your best friend. This reading was really, really helpful. If you liked the idea of the spread, I encourage you to try it for yourself. If you want me to do the reading for you, I can absolutely do that. Whether you have me do your reading or you want to do this reading, if you are in a place where life might be good, but it's not where you want it to be, this is the spread to do it. So that's all I got to say. Thank you for watching. See you next time.